Well, hello, dear viewer. Welcome to part 2 to the Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough for this year's 2019 horror Halloween update entitled HorrorLand Carnival. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna gist of it. There are some fun things I've done with this part. Not a whole lot, mind you. Not like last time when I had fun with the references, as it were. But today we're gonna be taking a special look. Not only will we be learning more about this story, and you'll see why I've mentioned this as being mostly just the Horrors of Chiller House being this book's event, but we'll also be looking at the man himself, Jonathan Chiller, who is our new resident as well as a helper in the Chiller House scene, or the Chiller Shop scene, I should say. Anyways, let's just go ahead and dive right in, shall we? So I got the HorrorLand pack and purchase is done. Hooray. And one of the tickets I already got, so I don't have to worry about it. The other weird thing is that with the tickets, the golden tickets, like I mentioned before, they're only, you only need 9 of them, and then that's it. You don't need them for anything else, so that's one good thing about this update, I will say, is that, oh, thank the Lord. Though this is his house. Very interesting house, I must say. It, certainly looks the part, I guess. Yeah. You know what? I think it'll be nice and fitting for now to kind of sit it next to the Compton's house or mansion, whatever you like to call it. Yeah, like look at that. They look like they belong to the same boat. But yeah, I guess this is Chiller's house then. To build it, and then I'm surprised no animation of the thing getting built. Oh yeah, here's the other thing too. There's a ticket sale, by the way. So we got a Chiller statue. Okay, 400. Horror reel. Okay, so this is interesting. So instead of having a unique item, they're all here. Gives you a golden ticket and Halloween costumes. Extra short. You know what? Tempting. I might have that later, but anyways. Yeah, so it's a ticket sale. Okay. Maybe I might do that in one part, because I do like the horror wheel and the statue, so probably it's a nice little there. And here we go, Jonathan Chiller. And there he is. Look at him. Oh, look at the way he walks. He looks like a pompous man.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
I don't know why, I do like some of the voices I give some of these characters. I do like it. Now, mind you, the females are probably my weakest link, but when it comes to the male characters, ooh, I certainly love to play them, especially giving them different voices and talent. And I think I do like how I did Jonathan as well as last time's Compton's. Apparently, the people like the way I gave him a southerner accent, or the
southerner gentleman accent.
You know. Here's one of the items that is new, which is the Gator Pond. Which is funny because Horrorland as a concept is weird because it is a place where you go. It's like a horror theme park, but it's like, oh, you're going to die. But it's like, nah, just kidding, lol. It makes it seem like you're going to die and you don't. I also love how the little horror thing there is reference to the actual book. I love the Madame Doom as a reference to the book as well. And the last item we have here is the Guillotine ride. Wow, look at what a fun ride. I'm sure Andrew Craw would love this. But anyways, I stalled long enough. Let's see new character.
How time flies. That strange, too smart for his own good boy who would never leave his house is now full grown, too smart for his own good old man. Welcome back, Mr. Chiller.
This town is nothing like I remember it. So many new buildings.
Oh, our players really outdo themselves each day. Don't you love what they've done with the place?
Anyway, I'm not here for tourism. Only one thing that is interest to me. My childhood home. I remember. It was next to an apple tree.
The apple tree, that's why it's here. Place apple trees, 2 of them, get some apples, and play with his horror dolls.
You're not horror dolls, they're horror figures.
Alright, I'm sorry, your action figures, jeez. Playing with your dolls. So here's his items, his quest that he needs. Okay, so that's nice. Oh, so he gives us a ghost costume, but you need a ghost Okay, well, he's not going to be doing that anytime soon. Alright, let's have him play with his dolls. Because he has a sad life. Yeah. Oh, he gives us 3 pumpkins, so that's great. And, yeah, so this guy's very useful. Kinda. Alright, let's see this. You can tell this is like a little child playing with his toys. And I do like how they kind of got with this here. With the whole look and everything. So, I give them credit where credit is due. I will be looking at this at a later time. I don't think it'll be this part in particular. It might be another part. But, yeah, about the bundle I just bought, there is something about it I'm going to talk about. But before I do that, so this is just what each of these items cost in freemium play, because at the same time you didn't know how much these things are worth, and they're pretty much the same, except the premium tree for Compton is actually now cheap. So there's that. The tower is, again, some of these items are really cheap to get, so they're not going to be hard. There was some interesting things going on with the actual tree themselves, but that won't be until the next event, because there was a big boo-boo about that some people have talked about. But yeah, you get a good idea what these look like here. Nice. And then you go to the apple tree, like I said before. Alright. And, yeah. So these guys are in the monster section right here. As well as Red Pharmacies, which is interesting. The Quickie Mart to this city. That's very unique. Got to see some Compton here. As well as Jonathan Chiller. And of course, just to show off again, because I really do love how they turn his house to make it look so ridiculous. But anyways, about the HorrorLand pack. So at first I didn't realize this before, until I saw a post by the Goosebumps, the official Goosebumps Facebook page, when it talked about, oh, did you get the pack? And then this image popped up, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Quinn's house for 500 tickets? Oh, wait a minute there. Hold on. I did not see Quinn at all present in this thing. And I didn't take the time to take a look at my thing to see if that was the case. From what I hear from people, this was the case. You could get her through here. But why isn't it a unique item? Because there's no other way to get her. It's advertising like you can get her for 50 tickets, but you don't. What happened there? I don't know. You would expect, like, I have her. Yes, I have her. But you would expect to see them there. Like what's going on? I don't know. It's just, next time in the future, I'm gonna make sure to, what do you call it? I'm gonna make sure for the future that I'm going to be able to make sure to look at everything. Even if I think I have everything done, I have to look, because for my preserving side of things, it's going to be very hard in the future. Anyways, we're going to continue off and place those apple trees of his. There you go, there's one. And then we're going to put 2. I love it how I'm putting these apple trees down while he's playing with his dolls. He has a bunch of them. You know, that's really interesting. I love how they do the apples tree. So the only other tree and stuff, like, there's some items from beta that still have to make an appearance officially. But the honey tree is the only thing left that actually has to be seen. And, it'll be interesting to where they're gonna bring that back. And how. But that's something. Alright, we're gonna be done with him. Gonna pick something. Have him do this again. Yeah, so a lot of this is just kind of confusion at some points, but other times it's not. But you can tell that in this although it's a bit of Horrorland is here, you can tell that this book or this event is heavily kind of looking at Jonathan Chiller mostly. So there's that. Got a spooky ghost for Will's house there. And then this is where I'm like, okay, let's see what other houses are new with decorations. Because I've showed some. Oh yeah, there's Mr. Wood's house. there's the Yvonne's house. We've already seen Fifi's. And I think there's another one here. Oh yeah, and then we have Saber. I did kind of show off Saber's, but it's kind of hard to see. And then we're going to see new characters here. Let's see if there's anything new. Yeah, Will, we saw. Courtney doesn't celebrate, it seems like. And Billy celebrates it, so that's nice. Conrad does celebrate it. We know Compton does. Oh, Libby does too, and Crodby. And of course Walter, but we already know about Walter, so... Yeah, that's interesting. I'm hoping to show off all these houses, but yeah, so this is Compton's house. Pretty nice. I gotta love those weird color decorations of lights, but yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I just want to, yeah, I guess a better look. Oh wait, what is it doing there? What did I do that for? Okay, whatever. That was nice. I guess just to see what he was doing. I guess he was chopping down trees. Yeah. That's always nice. Alright. So let's see up here. I believe this is Countess Giovanni. So let's see what her house looks like. Oh, you really went all out with this one, eh? I love the little leaves on top of there. And then he stuck a pumpkin up to the roof. This is Libby's. Really nice. I love the Masked Mutants getting into the holiday spirit as well. You would not think that they would, but I guess, you know, as a super villain who can change into anything or anybody, they certainly like to decorate. And of course, we've seen those two before, but here's Billy Deep's house. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I love how they kind of put these touches onto these houses by making some decorations, so I do love that aspect to it. And I think I was also looking to see what other houses I missed besides Mr. Wood's house, because he's giving Slappy a run for his money. Yeah, so I think I showed off. Yeah, I think I showed off everything except Crosby. Yeah, that was the other thing. I forgot Crosby. So let's go ahead and look at his house, his bar, I should say, not his house. Alright, we have to wait until the game loads, by the way. And there it is. Why is it Why is it in the opposite direction? There we go. Look at that place. Ooh, spooky. Got some bats, got the skull. Great for an Irish pub. Oh, she's me hearties. It's Irish. I remember trying to do that accent, and then I just kind of said screw it near the part when I was doing the March update. Man, how time flies. It was just like a few weeks ago when I was doing all these parts, and now it's like, what, near the end of the year? Man, I'm sure if you're watching this consistently through a playlist, you would see that I will slowly age, and by the time... I know I'm joking. I know that this game's not going to be around when I'm an old man, but can you imagine that you start off with me as sounding the way I do, and in a few years down the line to be like, well, welcome back to HorrorTown playthrough. You gotta joke at death sometimes to make life a little bit easier. Oh, and he's done playing with his doll, so that's nice. So now we just have to get some apples. But, you know what, we're gonna... Oh, ooh, what is this? Some nice... Ooh, those are nice dance moves, man. What is this dance? Look at him. Ooh. Gotta love it. Some sweet moves. He's gonna give Slappy and Mr. Wood a run for his money. I can't wait for the Valentine's Day update. I want to see him dance like that. The dance competition, man. Ooh. Yeah, so this part is... I think this part's going to be a little bit long, but it'll be interesting. Yeah. And then I see the... Good. Don't do this when you're tired, man. Like, drink and drive, being tired while driving. Nah, being tired while making videos. That's the worst. Gonna have him do some chaos for now. Eventually, I did actually go on ahead and, what do you call it? I bought a family residence begrudgingly because look how much money I got. It's like, what am I going to do it on? And it's interesting how Eric and Lucy are the kids being focused on, but not really. Again, it's weird because you would think that Carly Beth would make an appearance, but no. Not at all. She hasn't shown up nada. So, yeah. Rep Carly Beth. Maybe in the future. Maybe she'll come for Christmas. Could you imagine that? That'd be so bizarre. Halloween character for Christmas. Pfft, what are they thinking? Oh man, so man, this is a long part, I have to say, man. I guess it's making me have to commentate on what to do here. Yeah, so really, Marty's only useful for the one thing, and at the time I don't have it, so I can't have him use anything, so he's useless for now. I'll have him do the boomerang trick. This was from the recently passed Easter Bunny event. So there's that. It'll be interesting to figure out how I'm going to do this collection part because of, like, I'm going to wait until the end of the year to do that, so probably around the Christmas time era to do it. But it'll be interesting how to do this because I have to focus on every character, and I'm not sure if they wanted me to focus on things of past. It's weird. I'm becoming the HorrorTown encyclopedia for this game. Because, really, besides me, I mean, you see Casey Loves Gaming do a bit of this, but he kind of just does one video and that's it. He's kind of mainly focusing on other games, but yeah. It's like I'm the only guy who's doing these kind of walkthrough playthroughs. It's just... Not to say I'm bad, like, that's bad or anything, because... Obviously, I'm getting some people watching and enjoying these contents and listening to me riff while clicking on people to do things. See, and this is the other problem too. This is why you can't really be able to stream this game properly, because unlike, say, other games where you can battle other people, there's some interesting conflict there. Meanwhile, this game is just like send characters to do stuff, wait around, do nothing. The only interesting part would be me decorating the town. That's the only thing I can see myself kind of live streaming about. But again, I've seen other players play games like Disney Magic Kingdom and live stream those, so maybe I could do something with that, but I don't know. These videos are somewhat edited the way they are so that and get some interesting voices, unlike videos I did back and before when I just talked way long and that's it. Talked for one clip and that was it. Alright, well finally we got another part. This is just me showing off the ghost dog that you need. Oh, yeah, I just realized one of the items, I mentioned that one of these items are going to be easy. This is like the medium. This is hard because it's like 70-something%. So there's no guarantees you're going to get this item, which sucks. But I feel bad for the mummy because you literally set him out for 10 seconds. He does nothing. Like, he does bugger all. And by the time he's about to scare somebody, he's like, oh, done. He goes back to his little hole for 10 minutes. Man, can you imagine that he was scary when we first started the game and now he's barely used at all? Now that would be interesting if we actually had an Egyptian event or had him come back. There's a lot of things you can do. See, that's the thing with R.L. Stine. He makes some of the stupidest books sometimes. but you can utilize that and make something good about it. I've seen this game do things like that, where they take a book that was bad and just make an interesting story. And one of the appeals with this game is the fact that you got these characters interacting with one another, like characters you would never see at all, like, you know, Will going on a date with Courtney King from another book. Like, there's no other official book that does that, but this game kind of does this, so it's, I guess, one of the appeals. I think I mentioned it before. It's kind of like watching a soap opera sometimes. You're wondering what's going to happen next to this little town. Next time on EastEnders. You know, I only know about the Coronation Street and EastEnders because my mom used to watch that when I was younger. I don't think she watches that stuff anymore, but my God, that's like the longest running show now. It's like, why? Okay, I'm not gonna argue. There's this appeal to that, but geez, that's an accomplishment. That and Sesame Street lasted that long. Like, what? It's turning 50 years now. Like, oh man, how were you able to make content for 50 years? That's impressive. They only like ABCs and 1-2-3s, but apparently they managed to do a lot, like 1,000 episodes on that. Alright, so this next part here, we're going to take a look at who I'm looking at. Oh yeah, this is where I said, screw it, I'm going to buy a day and a half's worth of money through watching ads to get a house for some of these characters. I guess we're going to put them... Yeah, I'm going to put it back up in that empty space right there, unfortunately. Something that's going to suck, it's not going to be major focus right here, right now. But the next part, it's going to suck because it's going to be focusing in on a little accident that happened with me. I'll explain more about that when it gets to part 3, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's kind of sad. Also, let's see the 3. Nice. What is this? 2, 3 gray man. Like, do I need more of these people? Look at them. They're all gray. They're best background characters. You might as well just have them be stick figures. That's all they are. They're just filler. I get why they're there, right? It helps you kind of scare the town, but come on, like, wow. You could just make them be blobs, and it makes no difference. The only unique character that walks around that does nothing is Garfield, and he's apparently Mrs. Marr's cat, who, I don't know when he appears in the game, but I know eventually he does appear, and then he's just there. And if you have Mrs. Marr pet Mr. Mittens, you can have both of those, the cat and the doppelganger, just be there. I don't know why, but there you go. I think they used Mr. Mittens' model for the ghost cat. I would not be surprised, because why would you bother make another cat when you have one there? And you just make it into a ghost, and there you go. New cat. Minimum optimization profits. What's that joke? Do something, recycle, and then profit. Anyways, finally, without me talking for hours, we're gonna finally get to some dialogue. So, with this apple, we'll be done with Chiller's first quest.
There it is, just as I remembered it. And just as cold and empty. So many unhappy memories. The shame, the humiliation, the despair.
Wow, he must be fun at parties, I must say. I can see why he's for Halloween, man. Oh, man, ooh, what a happy boy. Why is he going back to a place that is such a terrible thing for him? That's the one thing I'm interested in. That's just so bizarre. But you'll see, this guy is a bit of a cuckoo. But, yeah. Anyways, with this next thing here is going to be the ending for this part. So here we go.
Yes, I believe I saw him once. Odd little fellow he was. Had no friends, would spend all day studying in his room, would barely go out. Something was off about him, all right.
That's it. Yeah, the Carnival of Horrors. What a great ending. Oh no, there's more. I hope you like the main storyline, because that's what you're going to expect every time the quest ends. This is a congratulations, the story ends. Not really. Here we go.
Boy, this chiller dude, sir, is fun to be around.
No one could appreciate my greatness. Only my horrors revered my genius.
I love that Curly pointed out what I basically just joked about. He's a fun guy. Oh, what's this? Him laughing like a madman? Oh man, look at the face animation. That's, I'm gonna give these guys credits. That's some pretty good animation. That's very convincing. Normally you would just think he would just be moving his body and that's it, but no, they go into details. I like that. Good for them. Alright, let's do the next quest.
The day has come. Chiller's Carnival's opening today, and the promenade has never looked better. Follow me.
What are those?
They're just some carnival employees disguised as green ogres, silly. Don't be such a wimp.
Wow, Lucy.
I knew that. What is that?
Wow, that's a colorful, oversized, spinning wheel of horror.
Yeah, looks horrific enough.
Right, get 2 of the Duncan cauldrons, place the hammer, and play the chiller shop scene. Yeah, what's going on, Lucy? Why are you acting like... Why are you being so mean to Eric, man? Eric is kind of reminding me of Arnold. Is it Arnold or Arthur? I don't know. I think it's... I don't know who it is. The kid from the Magic School Bus, the please don't let it be a field trip. That guy. Yeah, he reminds me so much of him because the way he acted, like, oh me. Mr. Speaking of that character, now that I think about it, there was one episode that was like so dramatizing yet funny. And that was when they were going into space, and then he's at Pluto, and he's like, you know what, screw this, I'm done with this, and he decides to open his case, and then he just dies. Now, it's a kid's stuff, so he doesn't really die, he just gets a really bad cold, but nah, in real life, he'd be dead. Ooh. Alright, so we're gonna finally take a look at the chiller shop scene here. And we're only gonna be doing 40% for horrors, so here is what these guys look like. Oh man, look at the big boys. Oh man, they're all attacking the one dude. There you go. What's going on? Why are they all doing the one... Okay, now they're splitting up, but it's like they're all going after the same guy. Like, that's kind of defeating the purpose. You're supposed to split up and just scare a bunch of people, but no, you're scaring the same guy. Oh man, you horrors. What's wrong with you? I do like the models for the horrors, though. They certainly look like carnival employees. And, yeah, so it would be interesting when we finally actually have a HorrorLand theme park, but this is more of a little taste of HorrorLand, but it's a Halloween thing, so, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, in the ticket price thing, whatever. I also love how Eric, in his, quest, went, what are those? And it just reminds me of those cringy thing where it's like, what are those? Right? You probably know what I'm talking about. Old man memes. Years ago. Anyways, let's continue on with the event.
But no fair is complete without a gift shop.
Could you please stop dragging me around from one place to the next?
And it's not just any gift shop. This is Chiller's house, tended by none other than Mr. Jonathan Chiller himself.
Just what I needed. A souvenir to never forget this horrid place.
Yay, good job, man. Let's go to the next quest. Yay.
Townspeople, this is a broadcast message to announce that the grand treasure hunt will take place in HorrorTown.
Awesome!
I thought it might be a nice little game to celebrate my arrival. Everyone check your mailboxes. Only a few lucky ones will receive a golden ticket.
Oh, I hope I get one.
And only those who do will be able to participate in Chiller's treasure hunt. That is all.
Okay, so I already placed those two things already, so I just need two golden tickets. You know, when he said broadcast system, I couldn't help myself but kind of make it sound like he was actually talking through a PA system. And those sound effects with the clicking, like the to and from, I wish it was something better, but those would do. Those are actually sound effects from BioShock. The tape recorders, whenever you play them, that's what it sounds like. So I figured it kind of sounds similar. Who cares? Oh, man. I'm already getting close to completing everything here. That's kind of cool. So yeah, for that, you can 150 for that. So yeah, for me, these are going to go by pretty quickly because of the fact that I'm a premium player. But I'm sure if you're a freemium, it'll be a little bit more longer. But they're giving you a lot of time to do this, so it's not that terrible. And then you got the pawn shop here. And yeah, this will be where you mostly will be selling your stuff to get the amount of tickets you need in order to get the items. So there's that. Yeah, but what's going on with Lucy? Like, I get it that she's excited to kind of go to Horrorland. That's very, very out of place for a character like her. But that might just be me. She's like mean to poor Eric. Normally, I don't see her doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a little bit insane. Someone in the comments can tell me. Do you think I'm right about Lucy? Do you feel like that's kind of out of place for her? Because to me, it feels like it. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being an old man. Maybe it's like, well, come on, old man. She always acted like that. Come on. Yeah. Anyways. Gonna do some crafting stuff. And yeah, you get to see what I'm talking about, where this is mostly focusing on the Chiller's house. Horror is a Chiller's house because of this whole thing's kind of aiming up to a scavenger hunt, and most of the story is actually being locked behind Jonathan Chiller. So if you actually had him, you'll be able to get that, and then yeah. That, as you can see, I had no items for the grand prize, but next update is going to be very interesting. The last video we're coming up to, part 3, will be the final, and it's going to wrap up everything. You get to feel like what I talked about with the fact that this felt like a Horror is a Chiller House update that's mixed with Halloween versus anything else. But yeah, we'll see where this leads off to, but if you like what you saw, let me know down below by comments and share your thoughts and opinions. If you like the video, leave a like. It helps me understand to know if that is something people enjoy or not. It helps me understand if I do anything wrong. And if you're new and you like these types of videos, maybe consider subscribing. I've seemed like I've been doing this for like this full year now, so I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. But yeah, I think I'm going to hit the hay for a bit. And hopefully by part 3 I'll be nice and refreshed, and then we can move on. So thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the grand finale, where we get to find out what Jonathan Chiller has in store for those kitties. Ooh. It sounded wrong.